Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you by St. Luke's On-Demand Virtual Care, which allows patients to see a provider from their home using a computer or smartphone with on-demand care for common ailments, such as a cough, sore throat, or a sinus issue. More information at stlukesonline.org.
Giving Tuesday is all about celebrating generosity.
It's a time for giving and being thankful.
And Boise State Public Radio needs your help in giving back.
Let me tell you, the greatest gifts that anybody can give are not those presents you buy.
Nominate your favorite local nonprofit for a chance to win $1,000 in on-air messaging. To learn more, visit us online at boisestatepublicradio.org before Tuesday, December 2nd.
From the studios of Boise State Public Radio News, I'm Gemma Gaudette. More Idaho Matters right now. There's a new book gaining attention for its powerful look at second chances and overcoming adversity. It's called Revolve by author Bal Khabra, and it's the latest in her Off the Ice series. Now, this new story follows a former Olympic athlete who's rebuilding her life after a devastating setback. And we're lucky enough to have Bal joining us today to talk more. Welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So tell us a little bit more about what your new book, Revolve, is about.
Yeah, of course. So it is a figure skater and a hockey player, and they both are going through their own second chances. As you mentioned, there's the main character, Sierra, who came back from a difficult fall in her Olympic competition, and she's making her way back onto the ice and dealing with all these issues like anxiety and just fear of getting back into her sport. And then there's Dylan, who gets suspended after he does something that it wasn't approved by his school. So he's out of hockey, the thing he's only known his whole life. So he's got to figure out what he's got to do now.
So this is the third book in your Off the Ice series. How does this new book connect to the earlier stories? But I mean, how is it also a little different?
Yeah, of course. So it is, I do call it an interconnected standalones. So we do see the characters from the other books make appearances, because they are all in college and they're still just living together and just going to school together. We carry on, of course, their college. We have like the good old enemies to lovers that I love to do. And it's all kind of meshed together. And then this last book is a little bit different because these two actually have to work together in the sport rather than, for example, the first book was them studying together. And this one, they have to be on the ice at the same time.
So what inspired this story, Bal? Was there a moment or an idea that sparked it for you?
Yeah, so I'm Canadian, so I do love the ice. I love hockey too. And I was recently, well, not recently, I've been figure skating for some time, not very well, but I have been, and I just like love the atmosphere of it. And I think a figure skater and a hockey player are just like meant to be. Like, it's just so fun to have those two come together.
So with that said, let's talk a little bit about the main character, Sierra. She is quite the strong character, pretty vulnerable though as well. So how did you decide to shape her journey from really a lot of fear back to finding her confidence again?
Yeah, it was really important to me to show that she was so confident and she was like on the top of her game as a figure skater. And when this happened, this injury, it kind of brought all of the fears that she already had to the forefront of her brain. And she kind of had to deal with everything all at once. She had to deal with her injury. She had to deal with just coming back. She had to deal with the insecurity she already had previous to getting injured. And I really wanted to show that she obviously went on this journey on her own, and she did figure out that she could love the sport again. But then we had Dylan come and just help her get there. And I think that was very important because they are kind of mirrors of each other. They're both struggling with the same like baseline emotions of just get like redemption and trying again. And so they're able to come together and help each other that way.
Let's talk a little bit about Dylan as well, because you definitely give him a redemption arc in the book as well. So what made you want to explore, these themes of second chances and forgiveness?
Yeah, I think just for example, even in my life, like I've done a lot of things before I even started writing. And I think it was like, iterations in life, like you just gotta, if something doesn't work out, you got to do the next thing. So I see Dylan doing that as well. Like he had this, he got suspended from the hockey team and he didn't know what to do. And he kind of, he knew that was the only thing that mattered to him forever. And now that he had to be put in this position where he does actually end up partnering with Sierra to figure skate, a lot of those emotions that he had while he played hockey were coming forward, and he had to learn to just not be like he is like the little party animal like enjoying college and like having fun, and he had to realize he had to get a little serious, and I think figure skating definitely put that discipline in him.
And the book deals with anxiety and pressure, but in particular, really in elite sports. I mean, we have a former Olympic athlete in the book. I'm curious about how important it was for you to show really that side of athletics.
Yeah, I think when we look at sports romance, we kind of think, oh, like it's just like a fun little a subplot or like a subgenre to have. And I think when you really like delve into the actual like how hard it is and how much determination and like just ambition you need to even do a sport, and how much you have to let go, and like to how much you have to just focus on one sport and just let everything else in your life go. And I think I do also explore that as well with both Dylan and Sierra. Like Sierra doesn't really do much outside of her sport, and she mentions that she doesn't really have a life outside of it. And I think that is how athletes do go about their sport. If you
Mhm.
want to be the best at it, you that's like all you got to eat, sleep, breathe it. And I think showing that was important to me because I wanted her to be able to do the sport and also get to live her life a little bit, to give herself a little bit of leeway there. And I think, yeah, with the help of Dylan, who actually does have a kind of a good balance with that, he was able to help her understand that she can still be great at her sport, but she can also live her life a little.
Mm. You know, the ice rink plays a really big role in this book. I mean, in a lot of ways, it almost feels like another character. So, you mentioned you're Canadian, and so is that what draws you to writing about the world of skating and hockey, or does it go deeper than that?
I honestly think, of course, Canadian, so I'm surrounded by it. Like I remember being in
Hmm.
the fifth grade, and my teachers would play the Olympics because they were in Vancouver actually on the TV, and we would just watch that and like blow off school or like our classes. And of course, we have like there's Tessa Virtue and Scott Moir, who are like the greatest figure skaters ever, and I have been obsessed with them forever, and I really wanted to just, and obviously of course there's so many movies, like there's like Cutting Edge, there's just so much
Hmm.
fun to have these two characters together and have them on the ice. Yeah, I think it's just like a mix of me growing up here and just what I loved and what I'm drawn to as a reader myself, so I really wanted to explore that.
You've really built a fan base with this series, this Off the Ice series. So how would you say your writing has evolved since that first book came out in this series?
Oh my God, I think so much. Like personally, the first book was really fun. It is different because I was truly just writing for myself. It was just me and my computer, and I had no idea anybody else would read it. Um, and yeah, I was just having so much fun with that one. And then as with second book, third book, I kind of wanted to delve in deeper into like the whole of the character and the character arcs. So I really wanted to focus on just like the emotional growth as well as like the intimacy or whatever comes with their relationships. And I
Hmm.
think I really did that in Revolve, and I really wanted to make them fully rounded characters with all types of like emotional and just mental, physical changes. And that I can definitely see changing my writing. I focus a lot more on the emotional side.
What are you hoping the readers take away once they finish reading this book?
Yeah, well, one, I just want them to have fun. I think it's a fun book.
Mhm.
I want them to laugh. But I think there are like really charged emotional moments. And just from seeing that, I want them to realize that hopefully, I mean, even as I was writing this book, it kind of like hit me in the chest too. I was like, it really does um, show you that like even if you're like this flawed person who, which obviously a lot of us are, we go through different things in our lives that make us who we are, and you realize that even if you think in the beginning, like for example with Sierra, she doesn't feel like she deserves anything, she doesn't feel like she deserves help or care from anyone, and as the book continues towards the end, she does actually welcome that into her life, and that she can I think there's a quote in there about letting the light in. So she does let the light in a little.
Before I let you go, is there going to be another book in the Off the Ice series, or are you exploring something new?
So there actually is. There is a fourth book. It is the last book in the series, and it's going to explore one of the other characters that people actually do really love him. I haven't confirmed anything about who it is, but I'm sure they do know.
Okay. And when can folks expect that? Are you working on it right now?
Yeah, actually, I just literally 2 days ago I handed in for edits. So
Oh my goodness.
Sitting there. Yeah.
Well, best of luck to you. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. Really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. That was so much fun.
Absolutely. We've been talking with author Bal Khabra about her new novel, Revolve. It is part of her popular Off the Ice series. The book is out now. And that'll do it for this episode of Idaho Matters. Thanks so much for listening. And just a reminder, you can find all of our episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh wide and drift.
Gemma, isn't that a song from one of my very favorite Peanut specials?
Yeah, George, it is. It's from a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Now, remember, this is where the gang takes a trip to have Thanksgiving dinner with Charlie's grandma.
It's a lot like so many folks in Idaho who travel to see family during Thanksgiving or the Christmas holiday.
So, George, if you're traveling this holiday season around Idaho, keep your eyes open for possible stories for our Idaho 44 series.
That's right. You're gathering stories from all of Idaho's 44 counties.
Just remember, folks, if you're traveling over the holidays and maybe you see a story idea somewhere, send us a quick email. Just go to idahomatters@boisestate.edu.
And can it be any kind of story?
It can be anything.
So cool. Can I tell you, I just love Charlie Brown.
I mean, who doesn't, George?
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh wide and drifting snow. Over the river and through the woods, oh how the wind blows. It stings the toes and bites the nose. Over the ground we go.